come and witness Jennifer Lopez in her most daring role since Geely. So I just watched the new Netflix rom-com Office Romance starring Brett Goldstein, aka Roy Kent, and J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez. And big surprise, I didn't think this was going to be good. I did not watch this thinking, oh yeah, you know what, this could be good. This could be good. I love Ted Lasso. Roy Kent, he's my favorite character in that show, but even then I had no hope this was going to be good. I was just kind of like, well, some friends of mine actually wanted to like see it because they thought it was going to be bad. Maybe it'll be so bad it's good. No. It was not. It was just so bad it's bad. So you could probably get some people together, maybe like make fun of it together, but like if you're watching this alone, I'm guessing this will probably be an insufferable experience. Unless you're going into this being like, oh yeah, J-Lo, I want to see a J-Lo rom-com ASAP. I gotta see it. Gotta get my J-Lo fix. So I guess we'll start off like probably the not the biggest, probably the biggest problem. Nobody in this movie is likable at all. Every character in this movie is either bland and I don't care about them, or they're like really annoying, or they're just like this very unlikable person. They just have that kind of personality where you're like, I don't like you. I can tell I would not want to get to know you at all. That you are just a very unpleasant person, and I wish to not be around you. It's one of those three. Pretty much every character in this is one of those three. Brett Goldstein's sister is probably the closest this movie comes to having a likable character, because she's fun. She's actually a little fun, and they don't overuse her. Like, I don't think they overused her too much, and she had a couple of moments where I actually did kind of laugh at some of her jokes. Brett Goldstein himself, he has his likable moments, but the script and the lines he is asked to say drag him down. There are a couple of moments where even his charm doesn't work, and he can be kind of unlikable to the point where I root against him a little. But for the most part, he is just kind of boring and just saying these stupid raunchy rom-com lines. Like, we'll get to that in a minute. This is not the worst performance I've seen from J-Lo, but very clearly she has no actual passion for the material. She's very much just sleepwalking through this, and another actress probably could have elevated this role like a little bit, and that wouldn't have made it good, but at least it would have been a little bit more tolerable at least. Honestly, after watching this, I feel incredibly embarrassed for both of them in this. Like, Brett Goldstein gets a boner when shaking J Lo's hand, and he's like, oh no, I got a boner, oh no, Zockwood. J Lo literally has like a secret room in her house where she's like a shrine to British culture. And Brett Goldstein finds like, oh, look at this, you got a type. I'm like, you're fetish. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is incredibly stupid. J-Lo literally starts blowing Brett Goldstein while he's dressed as a British Royal Guard. And like, for both of them, I'm just like, this scene is incredibly humiliating. Like, for her, because it's incredibly degrading, and for him, because it's also incredibly degrading just seeing this, like, very funny actor being used for this purpose. And just even outside of those two, the cast for this movie is insane. Like, these are all very funny, talented people. Betty Gilpin plays J-Lo's assistant in this movie, and she's the most where most of the annoyance comes from. Her main mode is shouting things, shouting at Roy Kent because she doesn't like him, shouting, no, I'm not going on maternity leave. I'm gonna give birth to this baby and come into work the next day because I'm strong and powerful. I don't need maternity leave. Just shouting, constant shouting from Betty Gilpin. She was very annoying. Edward James Olmos is in this movie for like 2 scenes, literally just so J-Lo can like yell at him like, you hold me back, you keep me from reaching my potential. How dare you? I hate you. And he does basically nothing. Bradley Whitford from Get Out and Brooklyn Nine-Nine is in this. He is really annoying. Like, he's just running around, like, again, yelling, shouting. There's a scene where he like rides around in like a motorized scooter, and it's funny because he keeps crashing into shit. Like, it's funny because he's crashed into something. Although I will admit, I did like the scene later on where like J Lo finds out he's working at like a taco truck. I did legit like that scene. Amy Sedaris has two scenes just for there to be like a gotcha moment, I guess. And like she was clearly trying, but like she's like, oh, I walk in this hotel room, I see orgies, murders, all this stuff. There's nothing I haven't seen. Like, she could not elevate this terrible material she's been given. Jodie Whittaker, who plays Brett Goldstein's sister, like I guess at least she was actually utilized pretty well. And it is funny seeing a person who played Doctor Who playing this very aggressive person who's literally in jail for murder. Tony Hale from Arrested Development's in this. Oh my gosh, he is so again, two scenes, pretty much both of which are just for him to be like, oh no, I'm the HR person. Oh no, you can't do that. Oh no. Oh no. And I guess it is funny because in his second scene he's like hard giving someone a death glare, and that was a little funny, but for the most part he goes, oh no, oh no, oh no, you can't say that. These two people are in a relationship. I guess the Roger Bart, who I guess is in Suits. Again, he's just kind of annoying, saying these very like self-gratifying lines and jokes. Like his character's pretty much like the CEO character from like pretty much like CEO villain in any movie. Adam Sandler's wife pops up in one scene out of nowhere, literally just to be like, yeah, me and this guy are having sex, and this guy is here too because he likes to watch. It's like, and then she's gone. It's like, what was she even doing here? Honestly, this movie could have been better if just get Amy Sedaris to play the lead. Why not? I like Amy Sedaris. I don't like J-Lo. Everyone in this movie overshares everything. Like, literally, one of the first scenes is Brett Goldstein walking into work, and one of his coworkers are like, yeah, it's so hot outside. Oh my gosh, I was sweating so much. And I was sweating so much in my crotch area. And then I got it reversed. It's so cold outside. It's freezing. And then I get on the train. It's so hot. I'm like sweating. And then I get outside and it's cold again. And and then all the sweat in my crotch area freezes up. And now I have an IBS. And I have like a huge rash in my crotch. It's like, who just talks about this? And the movie frames just like, oh yeah, this is just how people talk. Like people share things. You share. That's what you do. That's one of the main lessons, because Brett Goldstein's main thing he has to learn is that he can't keep anything private from anybody. If he has anything in his life that he doesn't want to tell anybody, that's bad. He needs to tell everybody everything about his life, apparently. And I'm like, what is wrong with just having parts of your life you don't want to discuss with people? What is so bad about that? The tone of this movie is incredibly inconsistent. Like, one minute it wants you to take it seriously. The next minute, the characters are acting like they're in a dumb, like, sketch on SNL. Like I said, like, we'll have a scene where, like, J-Lo and Brett Goldstein are discussing the lawsuit that's happening against J-Lo's company. And then very next scene, you have the guy from Get Out just strolling in on his scooter. Yeah, my way. I crashed into something. I'm shouting. Like, what is this movie has no consistent tone, and it's nuts. There's a lot of really unfunny jokes in this movie, and this is like so many unfunny, crude jokes and just like dated stuff you'd see from like the 90s, like haha. It's funny because this guy is on a date with J-Lo and he's crying. Oh, that's funny. Brett Goldstein's on a date with a woman, and she's an adult, but she still lives with her parents. Ha ha, that's funny. Let's have J-Lo's date talk about how he likes to masturbate to his photos of his ex-wife. That's funny. The guy from Get Out choked on a burrito, and it legit looked like he died, but I guess he didn't. Haha. IBS, that's funny. This woman has a sweaty rash, that's funny. Brett Goldstein got a boner from shaking J-Lo's hand, so funny. Like, good gosh, that there was no limit to like how crude some of these jokes could get. Speaking of, like, thinking about that lawsuit I was talking about earlier, the legal shit in this movie makes no sense. Like, I was trying to understand the case, and that this rival company was trying to make, like, I guess they're accusing J Lo of, like, getting more gates at an airport for her airline because she slept with a CEO of some company. I don't know, and they're able to like Brett Goldstein's like, well, you actually found out that she had dinner with him. You found out she had dinner with him, and you knew exactly what they ordered, and you knew they had coffee together the next morning. You knew this because you stalked her. Well, now we don't have you. Now we can pay no mind to any of your accusations. And like this is like Tyler Perry law type level of like understanding how law works. Like I feel like Brett Goldstein was just gonna be like, I got my law degree from the Tyler Perry School of Practicing Law. I was top of my class in stupid law that makes no sense. Like, just I understand why this movie tried to be like part legal drama because clearly the writers don't know anything about how the law works, at least in America. Those are my big points, just the big general things I have to say. The rest of the stuff I have to say are just kind of some of the thoughts I wrote down while watching this movie. Literally within the first minute of the movie, there's a record scratch because it looks like because the movie starts with Brett Goldstein and J Lo going on blind dates, and it looks like they're gonna go on blind dates with each other, but then like the song stops, your record scratch, and they're on like the dates with other people, the people I talked about earlier. Literally like the first like sentences you hear them say, it's clearly just like them explaining their entire backstory for the audience. And like I get they just met these people, but like literally J Lo is like having her backstory explained to her by her date. Like, wow, you're the CEO of whatever air. You're the CEO of an airline. You're so amazing. You got the job because your dad founded the place, and now you're the CEO. You're so cool. And Brett Goldstein's date, like she literally like has one drink, not even a particularly strong drink, and she's acting like she's had like five. She's on the table, dancing, singing, telling people, "Hey, my boyfriend will fight you if you look at me weird." Like, I'm sorry, one drink would not make you act this out of it. Later on in the movie, there's a scene where J Lo flies one of her planes because her and Brett Goldstein have to go to another country to like fix up a lawsuit. Well, they would not let the CEO of the company fly a plane. I'm sorry, you literally could have had just be like, yeah, this is my private plane, and it would have been the same. But no, yeah, CEO of a company, you can fly this plane. You might crash, but nah, it's fine, whatever. Literally when they're on this island, in this country, they're like, keep going, like, we have to be professional, we have to be professional. They go out to dinner, they have drinks, they start dancing. One of Brett Goldstein says, this is the exact line, I love working with you, and I would hate to fuck that up. Immediately, like less than a minute later, the next scene is them having sex. Like, okay, that makes, yeah, let's have that follow up that makes sense. By the way, and like when they're flying back to America, they're having sex on the plane. Who is flying the plane? Because again, J Lo was the one that flew them there. It shows they're not in the cockpit; they're in the back of the plane. Who's the pilot? Did she like just hire somebody to fly the plane back to America? I don't understand who's flying it. Like some of the friends I was with theorized that it was the autopilot from Airplane. That's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only explanation. Brett Goldstein, by the way, they established early on in the movie that he's here on a work visa. They completely forget about that because they keep having these things where like, because like inter-office relationships are against the rules, ignoring the fact that it's literally with the CEO of the company. And it's like, at first, it's like, oh man, if Brett Goldstein gets fired, he'd get kicked out of this country. They never bring that up again. They bring it up like once or twice before they actually start dating, and then it's never brought up again. They forget about that. And he just gets another job later. So it's like, wait, what? So is this like a work visa? How are you here? What's happening? At one point when Brett Goldstein goes to visit his sister in prison, they literally have the black prison guards say, "My man." I'm like, wow, okay. Oh, and of course, there's a third act breakup in this movie. I don't. You think I'm care about spoilers? I don't. Whatever. Who cares? Like this, such a these third act breakups already usually happen for dumb reasons, but this one, I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm just thinking this is so stupid. Like she literally stalks him when he's going to meet up with his sister at the prison, and like, yeah, he was being a bit secretive. Like she was asking, "You want to do something tomorrow?" He's like, "No, I got plan. I got something I gotta do tomorrow. I don't want to talk about it. But after that, in the afternoon, we can do whatever you want." And yeah, like they just had a scene where she was talking about how she like trusted her husband when he was being secretive about stuff, and that led to him cheating on her. But like when she does find out that he's going to meet his sister, and he totally catches her, like, "What are you doing? Why'd you follow me here?" She's acting like he's in the wrong because he lied to her, which no, he didn't. But then he even says that, "No, I didn't lie," and she's like, "You lied by omission." Like, I'm sorry, like you two just started dating. Like, is like it really doesn't have to like I don't think he's in the wrong for not wanting to talk about his sister who's in prison with you yet. Like, yeah, he probably could have been less shady about it. He could have been like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna meet my family tomorrow. I'm gonna meet some family, but after that we can do whatever." Probably could have said something like that, but like, I really don't think he's in the wrong for there being parts of his life he doesn't want to talk about with this person he just started dating. And like even like I said earlier, the movie acts like Brett Goldstein's in the wrong for just there being parts of his life he wants to keep private. Like he didn't do anything wrong, but the movie's acting like this is all his fault. Oh, and after this, we get literally the worst birth in cinema because, like I said, Patty Gilpin is pregnant throughout the movie, and literally, you know, at some point her water's gonna break. And yeah, she goes into Brett Goldstein's office to be like, "You jerk, you a-hole, you're such a jerk. How could you do this to my friend J Lo? How could you, you betrayer?" But and then like her water breaks. First of all, fastest birth of all time because her water breaks and immediately she's like, "Oh, I can't go to the hospital. The baby's coming right now." Oh, and like literally like 2 minutes after this happens, she's like already given birth. Like, okay, that's how that works. Literally, she like is like because J Lo coincidentally walks into Brett Goldstein's office while this is happening, and she's like, "Oh no, you're giving birth. Okay, push, push." And like Betty Gilpin's like, "I will not push until you tell me whether you two were dating or not." And it was like, "I need confirmation. Were you dating?" And it's like, "Lady, you're giving birth. Freaking this can wait." Like there is no umbilical cord. Literally, there's no we never see the baby's umbilical cord. It just pops out of her. Brett Goldstein immediately hands her the baby. There's no umbilical cord. Where is the umbilical cord? I understand. I don't think the makers of this movie know how giving birth works. And like, oh, by the way, there's when we first turned on the movie, there was like a thing that said rated R, and it's like giving all the reasons like language and all that. And one of the things was graphic nudity. At first, we were like, "Oh, how graphic are the sex scenes?" But like, it's pretty much like PG-13 sex scenes. They don't show anything really. So we were like, "Wait, where's the graphic nudity?" Don't worry, because when Betty Gilpin's giving birth, we get to see shots of her vagina just bearing out at us, and we get to see the baby start to crown out of her vagina. It's like, oh, that's what I wanted to see. Thanks, movie. Thank you so much. You know your audience so well. Like, literally everyone was like in shock that they actually showed that. One person had gotten up to use the bathroom during that scene. They didn't know that was going to happen. They just got up to use the bathroom, came back, and the baby was already born. And we were like tempted to make them watch that scene just to subject them to it, but we didn't, so they lucked out. One point, Brick Goldstein tells J-Lo, you shouldn't let your father push you around. He just tells you what to do. You need to stand up for yourself because you're a powerful CEO. You know what you're doing. You're smart. I'm like, is that what we were supposed to be getting from this movie? Like, there's one scene earlier where Edward James Olmos is like, he like calls her an affectionate nickname during a business meeting, and he's like kind of doubting her decision, but ultimately he sides with her. So I guess from that we were supposed to be like, her dad controls her. Okay. And like, yeah, and like there's a scene, by the way. They do the thing where, oh no, I have to run over to her and tell her I love her, or else something bad will happen. Which in this case is her resigning from her position as CEO because the rival airline person who was suing her at the beginning has blackmail photos of her with Brett Goldstein, and this could be a big scandal. Literally, there's like, because they're doing this in front of this big, in like a conference room with this big glass window. And Brett Goldstein was like driving up in his car, honking the horn during the press conference. I was like, I will pay him $1,000 if he just drives his car through the glass and just emerges like, I'm sorry about that, I just had to get to you. But no, that doesn't happen. He parks the car, gets out, starts banging on the window like it's The Graduate, I guess. And like, okay, lame. And like, again, like, he just immediately starts like telling everyone at the press conference, we were in a relationship, we had sex, I got a boner when I shook her hand. Like, okay, how will this help? The stocks in her company would have plummeted, realistically. But no, everyone's like, woo, yeah, J-Lo, you did it. You're the best CEO. Literally, there's a scene where they kiss in front of this crowd and they all start clapping. Like, really? We're doing that cliche? Really? And literally the last scene while the credits are rolling, you can tell it's like a bunch of people just riffing with no script, and it was insufferable because it's literally just, oh yeah, me and him, we've been having an affair this whole time. Oh yeah, we're in like a polycule thing. Oh yeah, we have sex and he likes to watch. And Tony Hale, the HR person's like, let me guess, you two came in here to tell me you've been having sex. And like, no, we just came in here because we're having problems with our work. We need to get some things cleared up about what our responsibilities are. But also we're having sex, yeah. Like, Amy Sedaris comes in like, I want to work here. Here's my resume and some naked photos of me. Like, it was just insufferable to sit through that last scene. That was like the thing. Because like anytime I want to cut this movie a little slack, because there'll be a charming moment from Brett Goldstein or his sister, or like maybe a moment where I'm like, okay, that was not done terribly. Like the scene with the guy from Get Out in the taco truck. But no, then there's always stuff like that, and it's like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh, okay, that's why I hated this movie. That's right. And they sequel bait, because at the end of the scene, Brett Goldstein and J-Lo are like, we just want to let you know we're getting married. It's going to be a destination wedding. We hope you can make it. See ya, we're going now. And like, oh, good. A sequel. The threat of a sequel. I can't wait. This was awful. Wasn't quite as bad as Joe's College Road Trip, I guess, because that had like basically nothing good about it. This one had at least a couple like consistently good elements to it, I guess, but like semi consistent good elements to it. But yeah, this was bad. Don't watch it unless you really just want to see like a Hallmark movie. If it was written by like Adam Sandler, not good Adam Sandler, like bottom of the barrel R-rated raunchy comedy Adam Sandler, then go ahead and watch this, I guess. But if you have taste, if you just want to see something good, if you like, don't even watch this to like laugh at it, because trust me, it's unless you have the right group of people, it is not worth it. Because we were struggling to get through this at points, especially during that birth scene. And I'm gonna give Office Romance an F. This gets an F, obviously. I need to go, like, honestly, this has me a little worried for Ted Lasso season 4. Like, is this what it's gonna be like? I really hope not. I hope this was just like, I'll need to make a movie where I just get all the bad things out of the way, and then I save all the good stuff for Ted Lasso season 4. Really hope this is not a sign of things to come with Britt Goldstein projects going forward. So that's my my rant about Office Romance. If you've seen the movie, be sure to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to see more reviews like this in the future. And on that note, I will see you next time. Have a great day.